You may have noticed in our previous descriptions of sounds of speech that there are rules that govern when and how speech sounds are used in a language. Some of these rules are just a feature of being in connected speech, like vowel reduction, and other rules are unique to specific languages. Let's look at phonology across languages first, and then I'll show you some of the phonological rules that exist in English. One of the most consistent phonological phenomena is vowel reduction. Some languages, or even dialects of languages, reduce vowels more drastically and others less. But this is one major challenge for folks who are learning to hear and understand a new language. It can sound muddled. We often describe this as a problem of the other speaker going too quickly, but vowel reduction is a huge feature. When I introduced the schwa, I mentioned that it is the most common vowel in any language. This is because of vowel reduction. Take the word potato as an example. It's 3 syllables, and the stress goes on the second syllable. But we rarely say all 3 vowels, do we? Potato sounds too much like a hobbit trying to convince Aragorn to stop for second breakfast. Instead, we say potato, or even potato. The unstressed syllables are easily converted to schwas, and this is why the schwa is the most common vowel. We can reduce the unstressed syllables to the schwa. And so you'll notice that people who have learned English as a second language are producing every vowel perfectly, and it sounds weird when they do too. It's not normal. Conversely, when I teach phonetics and students have to learn how to transcribe speech, it is difficult to get them to train their ears to hear what is actually produced instead of what they expected to hear. If I were going to transcribe potato, I'd need to be sure that I'm capturing the schwas, not 2 O sounds. Vowel reduction also happens within stressed vowels as well. For example, if I'm trying to be uber clear, I might accentuate the vowel E in feet. But in connected speech, it's likely that I'll reduce the tension of that tense vowel. You should social distance 6 feet apart. In connected speech, I might say feet instead of feet. Our language system fixes all of this. In fact, we prefer reduced vowels. We neither need the work to produce all of the vowels completely, nor do we enjoy hearing all of the vowels completely. And when we do hear them all, we react to it. You'll have a chance to experience this when you take the midterm. There are other ways that we change sounds or clusters of sounds in connected speech. Think of the word matter. Unless you're Martha Stewart, whose dialect always gets on my nerves, you don't say matter, you say matter. The t sound is padded. But here's the thing. Matter is a noun, and matter is a comparative adjective. I was madder today than I was yesterday. Okay, some might accuse me of improper grammar, but I'm making a point, and remember, this is descriptive grammar anyway. So instead of worrying about making the plosive t sound to distinguish one word from the other, we just pad them both, and then let the context take some of the weight. Truth be told, there are some micro features that many users of language will also employ. The vowel a is actually elongated ever so slightly in madder than matter. But context does do a big part of the work. Variant productions of individual phonemes are crazy enough, but we can also change entire syllables or even drop them in connected speech. A prime example are syllabic n and ul in English. Think of the word little. In the second syllable, we would almost never say little. Instead, ul is a sonorant consonant. It will be voiced, and so we can just let the voicing of the consonant serve in the place of a vowel. We do the very same thing for button. The n plays the role of the nucleus and the coda of the syllable. Also, we'll sometimes drop the unstressed syllable altogether. Think about words like comfortable. We can say comfortable instead of comfortable. And we do this all the time with words like camera, average, different, chocolate, conference, and aspirin. In the next video, Fred Armisen is going to do some different dialects. This is by no means a scholarly linguistic treatment, but Armisen is famous for being able to do dialects. But notice how a lot of the changes in sounds are around vowels. There are some changes in consonants, but much of what we hear is actually in the vowels. The same can be said for changes in other dialects, like those throughout the British Isles. We've just scratched the surface with phonetics and phonology, but I'd like to take a moment to note that we've already seen that our systems are accounting for a lot of variance in the production and combination of sounds. And given that we're placing so much meaning between the differences between Stewie bit me and Stewie beat me, it is amazing that we are navigating a lot of variance while still picking out these small sounds at conversational speeds. Our ability to take those 44 sounds and handle their consistencies and inconsistencies is, in a word, fascinating.